Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation for today, Sri Rag Mahalla Tija, Jini a Naam Dhiaya, Gurmati Vichar, Tinke Muksad Ujjale, Tit Sache Darbar, Oye Amrit Pive Sada Sada, Sache Naam Pyar, Bhai Re Gurmukh Sada Pat Hoye, हर हर सदा ध्याई है मल हउमै कड्डे धोए रहाओ मनमुख नाम न जाननी विन नामे पत जाए शब्दे साध न आयो लागे दूजे भाए विष्टा के कीड़े पवें विच विष्टा से विष्टा मह समाए तिनका जन्म सफल है जो चलह सतगुर भाए कुल उधारे अपना धन जनेंदी माए हर हर नाम ध्याईਐ जिस नौ किरपा करे रजाए जिन्नी गुरमुख नाम ध्याया बिचों आप गवाए ओए अंदरों बाहरों निर्मले सच्चे सच समाए नानक आए से परवान हैं जिन गुरमति हर ध्याए. In this passage, the hallmark of a successful and acceptable life is being spoken of as one that involves a shift in perspective from being self-centered to being guru-guided. Tinka janam safal, success hai, jo challe satgur paye, those who are guided or walk with the wisdom of the guru. When the instruction of the guru brings the mind to one pointed attention towards the self, Jini a Naam Dhiaya, Gurmati Vichar, through Gurmat, one pointed attention, then what happens is self-knowledge is directly perceived. Tinke muksad ujle tit sache darbar. And this state of the mind is referred to as Amrit, or literally no death, immortal, implying that the primal fear of death disappears when the truth of existence is grasped. Oye amrit pive sada sada, sache naam pyar. So the mind here is being addressed as a brother, Bhaire, and instructed that only by turning to the Guru, the wisdom of the Guru, is it possible to lead an honorable life. Bhaire gurmukh sada pat hoye. Now the term pat here is usually translated as honor, but it can also imply fulfilling an obligation or adherence to what is right. So in our case, the responsibility and commitment is to discover our true self by washing, quote unquote, our egocentric vision with self-knowledge. Har har sada dhyaye mal haume kadde toye. But the mind, in its default state, is divorced from its moorings. Manmukh naam na janani, vin naame pat jaye, failure, non-success, because the ego is trapped in the world of the senses. Sabde sadhana ayo, cannot access that wisdom. Why? Lage duje paye. Duje paye means love of the other. And the other here implies the ego self that is caught in the world of experience created by the senses. So the self-centered or self-willed are disoriented because they've forgotten their authentic or real nature, their center. As a result, they live poisoned lives, imprisoned in the structure of transitory existence. And such an experience has been described in very strong terms, likened to a worm crawling in dung or excrement. Vishta ke kide, pave vich vishta, se vishta mai samai, crawling in excrement. Why is such a life considered so vile and disgusting? Simply because it does not support hukam, or the whole, the order of things. It actually runs against the grain, flows against the current of life, is destructive, not only to itself, but to its surroundings. And so the implication is that an indulgent life, in other words, a life of the senses, that is being self-centered, exaggerated by the senses, brings no benefit to humanity at large. That is why it is not desirable. A guru-centric orientation, on the other hand, has far-reaching consequences. A Gurmukh draws inspiration from hukam, which is the creative evolutionary principle. A Gurmukh is driven by purity of motive and integrity of action. A Gurmukh does not live just for individual purpose, whether it's biological, economic, or political, but lives for a metaphysical principle, namely that of hukam, a larger cause than oneself. A Gurmukh advances not personal attainment, but collective emergence. Kul udare apana tanjanendi mai. A Gurmukh lives a life that has been fashioned by a discerning intellect, born of Gurmat, tanjanendi mai. It has a redeeming quality to it. So the moral for us in this Shabad is to make ourselves useful in service of a larger cause, of looking beyond our narrow selfish interests. Until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.